Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. It is indeed the first channeling of this Egypt tour. We find ourselves in the Seraphim. Indeed, it is a mystery. I have another mystery, perhaps, the solving of one that has nothing to do with any structures or any creations. But it's something that I want to reveal to you that I've waited until this moment to do. This will mean very little unless you have followed some of the spiritual history of the world. The spiritual history that the calendar makers have noticed in the stars. And there is much to see in the stars, just ask an Egyptian. The stars have always held that which is a fascination, perhaps the idea that there are gods there, or life there, or friends there, or help there, not too far from what is actually the truth. The history that is spiritual is that which is what you might say a history of the cosmos, the layers that many of the indigenous around the world have seen and reported. One of the best calendar makers was that of the Maya. Not only did they see the stars, they tracked them with precise observatories, and so they saw something that was unique, not even reported by the Egyptians. It was called the precession of the equinoxes. This is a result, this precession, of a 26,000-year wobble of the planet. This wobble may not seem to be anything spiritual, but it is indeed, because at the beginning and the end of this wobble, usually there is significant consciousness change on the planet. We have called this the shift. You are in it right now. This precession of the equinoxes was divided into 5 segments by the Maya. Their calendars represented a change of consciousness with every single calendar. If you take 26,000 and divide it by 5, you get 5,200. That would then be the start and the stop of a consciousness calendar. And what the indigenous did, so many of them, were to also see this precession and report it. You can track this in many places, dear ones, not just the Maya. This is so prevalent that even your Christian church told you about this. There would be problems in the years of the 2000s. There may even be an Armageddon. There may be a rapture, the dark and the light of it. This is what they said. They felt it too. Something was going to happen. We have told you that you're in this shift, this change, but we've never described to you what might have been at the beginning of this. What the Mayans said in all that they revealed, that I agree with, is that at every single calendar start, there is a significant civilization start with a different consciousness. Guess where you are? Let's do some arithmetic. Perhaps today you've been talking about when this actually started, this being Egypt, acknowledged as approximately 3,200 BC. How many years after BC are you in now? 2,026 of them. Now it's time to add the 3,200 and the 2,026, and you are right at the beginning of the first consciousness calendar, or the 5th one, depending upon how you count them, of all that we are saying. The Egyptians are the result. of this new civilization, predicted by the Mayans to be at the front of every single calendar that was 5,200 years long. Listen, look at what they believed. They believed in the Creator. They believed in the light of the Creator. They believed in the love of the Creator. This is still called the land of love. They realized this. They believed in the afterlife. They didn't die. And all the things around it, that belongs to humans and the humanity that they were. But the essence of the truth was there, all of it. The beginning of an enlightened race. And that Egyptian that started that, and the evolution that you see, that always was facing that which was the right place, the right direction, honoring the correct stars and all these things, because they had a sacred civilization. That's what they were interested in. That's what you'll see over and over. Truly. So I wanted you to know that you're not just looking at a history. You're looking at something that even the Mayas predicted. You are at the end of the calendar. Egypt was the beginning. These are the things that I wanted to let you know about, so that you see the profundity of what they believed and what may be next for you. You can't get away from it. God is love. They knew it. And for thousands of years, they wrote it on the walls so you could see it. Tourists 5,000 years later could see what they said. Still as valuable as it ever was. I close this short channel with a phrase that I will use often, a phrase that means something to an Egyptian. May you always drink from the Nile. This is a heartfelt expression to an Egyptian. The love that is here, the energy that is here, that is Egypt. I want you to feel this. Don't just look at that which is spectacular, dear ones, but understand what the messages were to you from them. And so it is.